Also going to spotlight me. All right. So I'm going to get started. So this is, I've enjoyed doing armchair travels, but I don't have any more scheduled, and I'm kind of happy about that because they're a lot of work, but it's fun. So I had this great idea. So my mom has taken all of her grandkids on what she called a circle trip. She picked her starting point on the map and drew a circle what she was willing to drive, and has taken all of her grandkids on a trip in that circle. And it's really fun, and they have a lot of fun. So I thought that would be a really fun thing to do for this armchair travel. So I made a circle. It's about an hour's drive. Lansing is about an hour from here. So I just made a circle, and I looked for fun things to do in that circle. And I had lots of great ideas. And while I was thinking of all my great ideas, I thought, the library has this awesome program where you can get discounts for places and stuff. So I should probably tell them about that. So then it turned into, oh, look at this place, look at this place, look at this. So I have a mixture of things from this awesome program I'm going to show you, and some other fun and interesting things that I found along the way. So bear with me. Shoot family, what's the age of your members? Do I have little?
68.
7 to 68.
Okay, I will go fast over one slide then. I won't talk about it. You can figure it out on your own though.
Okay.
So I looked for stuff in about an hour's drive. So we're going to start with the Michigan Activity Pass. So the Michigan Activity Pass is a free program that the library, the TLN, which is our consortium, is who sends me the information about it. And I feel like they are the ones who kind of started this. It's been around for a while. You go to a website and you put in how far you want to go. There's a link here, and I'll send you a PDF version so you'll have the links. So you put in how far you want to go. So I put in within for my actual research, I put in 50 miles from this zip code, and I came up with 101 things. So we're going to talk about those in a minute. But if you do this and you find something you want to do, so you can all see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay, making sure. Sometimes I mess that up.
Yeah. You're good.
So it's kind of hard to see, but over here, so if you wanted to go to the Pontiac Lake Recreation Area, you could click on where it says Pontiac Lake Recreation Area, and it would take you to their website. You can click on more info, and it gives you what the discount is and all that good stuff. Directions gives you directions. Get Pass is what you actually need to click on though to get the pass. You click on Get Pass, and it takes you to a page like this. You're going to request a pass. If you want to know what the details are for it, then you have to go over to this side for the pass details. Super easy. Most of them are like a 5 or 10% discount. Some of them give you a discount in the gift shop. Some of them give you free admission. It just depends on the place. But it's for the whole state of Michigan, even the Upper Peninsula. So it's totally worth checking out if you want to go. If you are thinking of going somewhere, just go look and see if it's on there. So these are the 101 things I found that are within 50 miles of White Lake that are part of this program. So there's all sorts of stuff in here, super duper fun things. So that's page 1 of them. That's page 2 of them. I'm not going to read them to you. You can go read them on your own. And that would be page 3 of them. So there's all sorts of awesome things that you can go check out. So what I did was I went through and I picked out things that I thought would be fun to talk about and research. Some of them I've done, some of them I haven't done, some of them just looked fun. I thought I would share them with you.
Maria, this is awesome because I'm going to Mackinac Island, Mackinac City next week, and I'm definitely going to do this. This
There's
is
stuff there.
great. Thank you.
Yes. So what I did was, so I have a little bit of information about if it's a MAP program. I in the notes, which is what I will send you also, I just put the description of it because some of them I'd never heard of. And if they're a MAP program, I put what they get from the MAP program. So you get free admission to the Waterford Historical Society if you want to go there, and learn all about Waterford. I don't know anything about Waterford, so I should probably go there. This just is a fun thing I learned, the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Anybody know about it?
I've been to the one on the right. We're seeing it at Domino Farms, I believe.
Yep, you've probably recognized the one on the right. So it is at Domino Farms. On the right is the it's a cell phone tower, and the owner of Domino's, they wanted to put a phone tower there, and he's like, only if my architect can design it. And so that's what his architect designed. And it's every time I drive by it, I'm like, what is that? But it distracts me so much that I don't see the Leaning Tower of Pisa behind it. And what that is it was, so the owner of Domino's hired this architect firm who he wanted to build a tower for the headquarters that was inspired by Frank Lloyd Wright's, a tower that he designed to go in Chicago. That tower never got built. Never happened. Different architects, never happened. So he finally got somebody to design it, but they never did build it. So they built a miniature scale model of it. It's not really miniature, it's 50 feet tall. But I'm like, I've never seen that. And everything says it's right beside it. So I went to Google Maps. It is, it's right beside it. I was really proud of myself for finding that.
I'm from Ann Arbor, and I have a doctor that's at that facility that's now a medical plant, and I go to Domino Farms all the time because I love animals. Never noticed it.
I know, I never noticed it either.
Yeah.
But I was on 23 on Google Maps and you could see it. So I just thought I'd share that picture with you. And that was one of the things that I have actually seen and been like, I have no clue what this is. No clue. The next one is the Shelton Culture Center. I may have said that terribly wrong. I'm terrible with names and things. You get a 15% discount at the gift shop if you go there. But it covers more than 5,000 years of Chaldean history from ancient I can't say the word. Mesopotamia to today. Probably said that wrong too. Looks like a good history place if you need a good history place. Baker's Keyboard Lounge. I spent a lot of time researching this because their website is unhappy, and I was trying to decide if they closed or something. I think their website expired and it was during COVID, and I don't know that they actually realized it. So their Facebook page says they're still open, but it claims to be the oldest jazz club in the world. It's in Detroit. Anybody been there?
No, and I lived 10 years in Detroit also. So I feel like I've just been closing my eyes to everything around me. I'm so sorry because I love jazz though.
The whole point of this program is to remind you of things that you should go do.
What's working?
Now there is some people claim that there's another restaurant or club in like Chicago or somewhere that's been around longer, but their claim is they are the oldest operating jazz club. And I put a link to their Facebook page in the comments if you want to go check them out. Tree Runner Adventure Park is this huge, like, it's got 250 suspended challenge obstacles, including more than 45 zip lines. So when you go there, you get 3 hours to go just do all this stuff, and super cool. I've never done something that big. I've done ropes courses before where you're in the trees. So that would be really fun to do if you like things like that. You can guess what that is. Since there's a 7-year-old, we'll keep talking. You can go, it's in the notes.
I used to live down the street from that on Summit Street. I went to Eastern for college, so I'm familiar with that one too.
You can go to the Sea Life Michigan, the aquarium, and get $7 off admission. That's exciting. Go nose to nose with sharks. I haven't been there. I want to go there. I love aquariums. My husband, not so much. This one fascinated me, the wave field at U of M. Anybody heard of it? Seen it?
No.
So
Have.
say that again.
None of us have.
Oh, I'd never heard of it either. And a lot of people here hadn't heard of it. Apparently, and it appears that it is still there, because that was my concern, is that maybe it had been removed. It is an art installation. I didn't write down where it was from, but there's a link on there. Where it is located on campus. But it's an art installation. It looks like waves, and I put all these pictures because I was fascinated, because each one looks so very different. And I just thought that was fascinating. But they also there have 2 different garden type places, a garden and an arboretum. Nichols Arboretum has a peony garden, which I didn't know about. I love peonies, and that would smell so good in the spring. I can't wait. I didn't learn about it until the end of the season, so I can't wait till next spring to make my family take me there for Mother's Day, maybe. I think that's what I'll do. They'll laugh at me. You can get 2 free general admissions to the Holocaust Memorial Center. I live right down the road from that, and we went there when we first moved here, and it was a very lovely museum. I have a hard time there because I don't like it when people are mean to people, and a lot of the displays are what happened, and I have a hard time with that. But it's what happened, and it was a great museum. My son loved it. He read every sign. My daughter and I, not so much. We enjoyed just browsing and looking. Did you know that the world's biggest tire is in Allen Park? It was from the World's Fair in 1964. It was actually a Ferris wheel. When they moved it to Allen Park, it moved in 22 trucks. They had to disassemble it and move it. And it is 80 feet tall, and it is still there. At one point in time, it had a nail in it because there was like a big billboard for Uniroyal tires. Pretty cool. You can go to the Cranbrook Art Museum. It says full access to the museum. I'm not 100% sure what that means because I've never been there. But that would be a fun thing to go check out. Let's see, what do my notes say about that? Art, architecture, and design. It's a National Historic Landmark. Interesting.
That's close to, I live near the library. That's close to here, right? Isn't it, Cranbrook? Like Westfield or something?
Like West Bloomfield, maybe, yeah. It's not too terribly, like maybe a half hour.
Okay.
I'm thinking. But I'm not from here, so my half hour might be a little off. Anybody heard of the Heidelberg Project?
Yes, I love it. And I've seen that house. I used to live down the street from it.
You have lived everywhere.
Well, Detroit and Ann Arbor and a lot of these things are hitting on those.
Yeah. So it's a little pocket of a neighborhood, and Tyree Guyton, his childhood home is there. And when he grew up there in the 50s, it was really run down. There were riots there. People were burning things down. It was really sad and sad looking. And he went away, and then he grew up, and came back home and was just really sad about how it looked, and he wanted to improve it. So he started painting things. So there's all sorts of, there's like 2 or 3 houses that are painted, and then there's like this big green space in between the streets, and it has all these art projects. It was a really fascinating story. There's actually a children's book at the library called Magic Trash. I may have, as soon as I saw this, went and found the book and read it because I was fascinated by it. And it did a really good job of explaining the story and what it was about and things like that. So now it is a I want to say that area that they have like a workshops and things that kids can do to go along with it.
Yeah, they have some kind of like building that they do like classes or something.
Yeah.
I think. And one of his houses, he has like all sorts of installations. I woke up once, I kid you not, my street was covered in shoes, but just like one, not pairs of shoes, like one shoe. And I was like, what the hell is going on? And they were all spray painted. I was so confused. And I guess it was like one of his like pop-up installations, funky things. And I think like the shoes represented something really deep that I forget, probably like children or something. And he has a house with stuffed animals attached all over the house. It's really kind of creepy, to be honest. It's cool.
We drove by there one day. It was rainy, so we didn't get out and check it out. We just circled around a couple times. And he takes trash and makes it into a artwork. It was pretty cool. You get $5 off Meadowbrook Hall if you go there. And Meadowbrook is the historic home built by one of the automotive, I can't read, by Matilda Dodge Wilson. And it was constructed in the 1920s for $4 million. And it is one of the finest examples of Tudor revival architecture in America. Did you know that? I did not. This one, okay, so this one isn't quite in my map that I drew, but it's really close. And it has a little bit of a meaning to me. And I thought I should share it with you because when I lived in Lansing, a lot of people had never heard of it. It's in Jackson. It'd be a little more than an hour away. It's called the Cascades. It's part of a park there. It has been around for a long time, for more than 85 years. What I find lovely about it is I have this my mom has this postcard at home, and it was a postcard that my grandma had sent to my grandpa before they were married. And because she was from Findlay, Ohio. So she had gone up there for a trip with some friends. And it is a fountain. They do shows twice a week during the summer. They have fireworks often to go with them. It's pretty amazing. They have a band usually when they have a show. It was really fun. So there's steps that go along the right side of it, so you can walk up all the way up to the top of it if you want and watch. But it was just really pretty and fun. I feel like there's something else I wanted to tell you. Give me just 1 second. It's 500 feet long, 64 feet tall. There are 6 fountains, 16 falls, 1,230 colored electric lights, and 2,000 gallons per minute of water get pumped through it. That's pretty fun. So I highly recommend that if you need an evening activity and don't mind driving that far, because it was really fun. Howell Nature Center, you get free admission to the Wild Wonders Wildlife Park and 10% off the gift shop. I've been there. They have really cool things, really cool animals that have been rescued. And they have all sorts of stuff. They have the Wild Wonders Wildlife Park, the Nature Zone, miles of hiking trails, a 5K trail run, and Alexandria's Naturescape. I think that is right by the visitors center and the gift shop, and it has all this. It was really cool. Highly recommend that too.
I never knew they had that, and I call all the time because obviously my business and everything, people call me every time they have a hurt anything. And I've scheduled for like transports, volunteer transports, and they've taken so many animals and help animals so much. They are an amazing center.
Mhm.
And I never knew that you could visit them and they had a gift shop and stuff. I'm totally taking the family.
You totally need to.
Yeah,
It is a fun adventure.
Organization. Yeah, I can't say enough good things about them.
And it's not very far away.
Awesome.
This is Michigan's best haunted house. It is 4 stories of terror. It's in Pontiac, I believe. I didn't write that down, but I'm pretty sure that's where it was.
It is.
Oh, thank you, because I was second guessing myself. Longway Planetarium. Buy one admission, get one of equal or lesser value free. It's got an impressive 60-foot dome. I like the information they share on the map website about what it is. They have shows every day of the week. So any day you could go learn about stars at the planetarium. The ferry doors in Ann Arbor. So I had a hard time finding not a hard time finding information. There's a lot of like news articles and things like that, but I had a hard time finding an actual list of where all the ferry doors are. And I think that's because there's no longer an actual list. You have the original ones, which I believe is what I have here. But then a lot of people have started to add ferry doors. There's little ferry doors all over Ann Arbor that you can go and find, and they're the cutest little things. Some of them are just a door. Some of them, when you go into the store that they're outside of, they have a little fairy house that you can see into. They're very cute, and it's a very fun adventure. So my friend, all 8 of you should go get in a car and go find them, okay?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, definitely.
A cool thing, and I'm sorry to like keep adding to stuff.
Please
I
do.
love these in Ann Arbor, and especially because you guys have like the 7-year-old, it's really fun for kids. You can bring little like trinkets, I guess, like kids like paint rocks and stuff, and you can leave them at the ferry doors. I think you can even, I don't want to say it's like leave one and take one. I'm not sure that's the thing, but you can definitely like leave stuff for the ferries, and it's kind of fun. And they are super cute, especially the ones like you said that you can look in and see a little fairy house. Those ones are.
They were really cute.
Yeah.
Hold on just a second. My child called me and she never calls me. Didn't tell her to call her dad.
Oh, and that number 5 Peaceable Kingdom was my favorite store to go to as a child, and they're closed now.
Oh, it is cute. They were really cute. One of them, they were just so cute to look into. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it as an adult, and my kids enjoyed it. Applewood, you get free admission to Applewood. I don't remember where Applewood is, but there's a link in here. But it looked amazing. I like gardens and things like that. It was really, but the gardens looked so pretty. I've added that to my list of places I need to take my mom. It's got, oh, it's in Flint. There's 34 acres of stately trees, expansive lawns, flower-filled gardens, and the heritage apple orchard for which it is named. So that was just a really pretty garden to go look at. You could go to Hell, Michigan, which I thought Hell, Michigan was in the Upper Peninsula for some reason. And my friend's like, you need to tell them about Hell, Michigan. And I'm like, it's not in my circle. And they're like, yes, it is. So I had to go look it up. And it is. They were right. You can be the mayor there for the day. There's all sorts of things you can do there. I just thought it was entertaining. You can get 1 free adult and 1 child admission to the Yankee Air Museum. That's also on my to-do list. I haven't gotten there yet, but it sounds very fun. The story of aviation throughout the 20th century from World War I to the Vietnam conflict. You can learn about Rosie the Riveter, how Detroit saved the world in World War II. All sorts of great things.
I'm actually on the wall there. Yeah.
I am so glad you joined us tonight. You're everywhere.
I'm on the wall because I broke the Guinness Book of World Records with like a gazillion other people for the most Rosie the Riveters in one place. You can volunteer as a Rosie the Riveter actually and like do events. And then there was like some original Rosies there. It was an amazing experience. And then you'll see like this picture of like all these Rosies in one place.
That sounds amazing.
It was really cool, but it's a great museum. I highly recommend going there. It's really nice. They do an air show, I think once a year also. That's epic.
I haven't been to an air show for a really long time. When I was a kid, my grandpa loved to go to air shows, so we went to air shows with grandpa.
My husband's super into them, so we go pretty frequently to air shows.
All right, did you know that there was a mastodon found in White Lake? It was in 1968 along M59 between Elizabeth Lake and Williams Lake Roads. It's now a parking lot. It is at the community college. You can go see it. Its name is Elmer. I couldn't find any information on the college's website about it. If I had gone back, I probably would have, but I didn't find any when I was looking. But I found an article from the spinal column. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I'm pretty sure it's at OCC on the Highland campus.
yes. But the article that I found from the spinal column was so funny because it was like they did an interview with the mastodon, and it was the cutest article ever. I believe that's what I linked to at the top. But yeah, there was a mastodon in White Lake. Isn't that amazing? You can buy one general admission, get one free at the Detroit Institute of Art. It is among the top 6 art museums in the nation.
I think if you're an Oakland County resident, you get in for free. Not
That's a possibility also.
people there, but
So the MAP program is for the whole state of Michigan, not just us.
gotcha. Okay.
You can go to the beef jerky experience in Dundee. Here's my 2 cents though. There are 2. I was confused because there are 2 beef jerky places there at that exit. And you need to go to the one by Cabela's. It's way nicer. Just trust me on that. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. It was really nice. It was a fun experience for my children. Art and scraps. Have you ever been there? You can buy art supplies by the bag full, and they charge you by the bag full. And they have all sorts of art supplies. They have over 300 items to choose from.
Wait, where is it?
It is in Detroit. This at the top is a link that takes you to their page. I'll show you because I can't remember. Okay, did it switch to their page?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we've been there before. We were just really excited because we like it there.
I haven't been there. I need to go there. That is getting moved up higher and higher. I learned about it during COVID, and I'm like, I can't go there now.
It's a really good place.
If you have kids, it's great. They get to make all sorts of things out of the scraps.
Awesome. I was
Okay.
thinking for our craft, my craft junkies, I need to go there and look for supplies first before I order things.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
The Henry Ford Museum. I know you all know about the Henry Ford Museum, but did you know that Edison's last breath is there?
What?
Yeah. So when Edison died, his son was, I believe it was his son was in the room and noticed that there was a whole bunch of test tubes that were open. So he just went over and corked them all and then donated one of them to the Henry Ford Museum. The things you can find there, there's all sorts of stuff there. Belle Isle, I've driven around Belle Isle, but there's lots of things I need to go do there. It was in the winter when we drove down there. You get one free day of fun in the park. Again, I'm not sure exactly what that means because it was the winter time and nobody checked us or anything when we went over there. So I don't know. But there's all sorts of stuff. There's, oh, I didn't put it in there. There's a aquarium there, I think, and a museum and all sorts of cool things. They have some kind of festival in the summertime. I wanted to go to that one year and my husband looked at me like I was crazy because I don't like crowds of people. He's like, you know, it's going to be a lot of people. I'm like, oh, well then maybe not. Marvin's Marvelous Mechanical Museum is in Farmington Hills. It's only 30 minutes, 25 minutes from here. That's it. You can go in there for free. There's no charge to go in there. There's only a charge to play games. And they have over 5,000 square feet of vintage coin-operated machines, oddities, unusual nostalgia, and the newest video game crazes. I don't know how many new ones they had when I was there. But that was we had a really fun afternoon there. And if you like video games or arcade games, especially old school arcade games, totally worth it. They also have some snacks there. So if you get hungry while you're waiting on the rest of your group, you have something to do. Did you know that Montrose has a historical and telephone pioneer museum? I did not know that. The world's largest collection of telephones and all the things that go along with telephones, like insulators and tools and switchboards, and there's just hands-on displays. Did you know that there's canals in Detroit? Anybody?
Yeah, I did, just because I had friends that lived on them.
Tanya knows everybody and everything. So I didn't know that, and I was fascinated by it. I couldn't find very much good information. That didn't sound grammatically correct, but you get what I mean. But I did. There's two links on this slide. They're blog posts about people who have gone through the canals, and they did a really good job of kind of giving their 2 cents about the best way to do it. But that was really fun, fascinating. If you like to canoe or kayak, that would be a great thing to do. Have you ever heard of Hamtramck Disneyland?
No, that looks.
Oh, I've stumped her. So this is in Hamtramck. It is, so this gentleman, after he retired, I believe he worked at one of the car manufacturers. He started just tinkering and putting together things, and he kept adding to it, and he owned those 2 properties, and so it expanded in between the garages and on the top of the garages, and it's all sorts of things that spin and rattle and whirl around in the wind, and bright colors, and it was lots of fun, interesting things. It is one of the biggest, oh, where did I put that? It is one of Michigan's most significant works of folk art. So if you're a fan of folk art, you should go check it out. Or if you're just a fan of art in general. It is an alley, back behind an alley. Like if you go down the alley, you can see it, stop and see it. They were going to tear it down, and there's a group that operates the art gallery there. And they took over the ownership of it in 2016 and have been upkeeping it since then, replacing things as they break. And that's a fun, interesting thing. Dundee has the Old Mill Museum. You get free admission there. 3 floors of exhibits, chronologicing local history. Ford Village Industries, farm and small town life in the 19th century, and Native American life in the area. Pretty interesting. Okay, so we all know about Frankenmuth and that you know about Bronner's. So I couldn't put that there. And you know about the chicken warm from the 2 different chicken places. But did you know that there's a Heroes Museum there? And actually, I think the Heroes Museum is actually a map destination. There's Grandpa's Tiny Farm. No, Grandpa Tiny's Farm. I keep saying that wrong. We've been to Frankenmuth several times, and I've driven by that place multiple times and just recently realized that you can actually go there and check out the farm animals. There's also a wool mill, and when we were there the last time I saw it, and I'm like, I need to go there, but we didn't walk by it again, so I didn't get the chance. So that's on my list the next time we go through. But it's an actual working wool mill. And I believe you can see I don't think there's a tour of the factory, but I believe you can see it, if I understood that correctly.
Stupid question, but that's where they make wool?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
So Kathy, who works at the library, I was telling her about the things I found, and she said that her family, when she was a kid, raised sheep, and when they sheared them, they would take their wool there, and all of her siblings have a wool comforter that was from their sheep that was made there. So I thought that was pretty interesting. That was a while ago, though. There's the Lost Railway Museum. More than 6 railways intersected in Jackson County and delivered visitors to and from the Ann Arbor, Jackson, Battle Creek, and Lansing. So it's a museum there about railways. Sorry.
My husband will want to go to that. He'll be happy to know about that one.
So that is my last slide. Thanks for joining me. I just wanted to note, because I did not take very good notes. I try to list my sources when I do presentations, or at least have a list of them, and I didn't do a very good job. The descriptions on the slides for map destinations are from the map website. All the rest of them either have a link on the notes or came from Wikipedia or one of these 2 sites. And these 2 sites, if you're looking for random weird stuff to do, totally worth it. Figure out where you're going, look along the road where you're going, see what kind of fun things you can find. Do you know Pinckney has a giant chicken? Fiberglass chicken? I found that on there. I forgot to include it. So that's it. Let me